not too bad. I mean, it's 8:30.
Yeah, you know what? It allows us to have that much more of the day to be productive.
That's exactly right.
And record interviews.
And
I'm excited about this one.
It's going to be a busy day today.
First one of day 2.
First one of day 2.
Day 2 is always a monster day.
It is.
We're going to be slammed today.
We are. I'm excited about it.
Yep. And then so much happening tonight. We're going to have some good stories tomorrow, I have a feeling.
I have the same feeling.
Let's get our guest in here. Real quick, Aaron, if you would, just to give us a quick self-introduction, name, who you're with, and what you do.
Yeah, sure. So Aaron Morris, I am the Global Director of AI for Wolpert.
Wow.
Global Director of AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How long have you been at Wolpert?
I think a little over 2 years.
2 years. Okay. And how big of a company is Wolpert?
We're rapidly growing, so whatever number I say is probably going to be
probably going
as
to
soon
change
as by the end of this. So we're somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 at this point.
Yeah, that's a good size, kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But having the position you're in, talk about that a little bit. Like, what does that role entail?
Yeah, it's a super fun role. In fact, I just came into it earlier this year. My background is robotics and AI, so I've been doing it for a while. But in a company like Wolpert, it's really they have a lot of phenomenal talent, and they want to explore the use of AI for streamlining all kinds of workflows and data productions. And so I'm now helping coordinate it all.
Gotcha. So they've embraced it.
Oh yeah.
A lot of companies have taken a long time to do that, or may not. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about these companies that are still on offensive, not embracing it? Like, what risk does that put them at?
I mean, a little bit biased, but I obviously think it's a big risk.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ignore it. It may not be comfortable to think about the possibilities, but I mean, the realities are that it is changing the way we work.
Sure.
And it's giving competitive edge. So you need to be exploring it.
Yeah. So where do you see AI playing the biggest role in our industry?
Yeah. So I've been giving all kinds of talks this week. And for me, the way that I like to think about it for our industry, we're in the business of producing data and data products, from sensors all the way to information. And those workflows have been heavily developed by humans, right? Which they go at a certain pace. And looking at those workflows and seeing how we can make them faster, make them better, make them cheaper, makes our industry and all the industries attached to us just more, better. So it's really about getting into these workflows, seeing where are the spots that could be really enhanced with AI, not replaced by, but enhanced by.
Yep.
And then building the sort of infrastructure around it to make it useful.
Yep. Good point. Did you have something?
No, go ahead.
So like when you come to a show like this, being in the position you're in, like what are you hoping to take away?
Well, one is just the beat of the industry.
Yeah,
I mean, again, I've always kind of been on the cutting edge of technology, and I'm always sensitive to what is said, because there's a lot of practicality to these technologies, but that usually doesn't sell it. So they sound like, or they say these grandiose, very bold visions of how it's going to change everything and da. Right. And it's really just to get people talking and excited.
Yeah.
So but it can also be misleading, right? They let people down the wrong path. So I'm always getting a beat of what are people saying and how are people really interpreting it, and what's really happening across the board.
Do you think it's gotten saturated a little bit? I mean, it seems like last year and the last few years, the buzzword was, AI and automation. Are we now in the kind of put up or you know what I'm getting at?
I know 100% what you're getting at. In fact, so here's the tell that some of that is happening, because usually, I've been in technology for a while, and so there's a scheme to it, in which something comes on into the being, right? And AI and automation, and get everybody excited. Everybody's talking, but then it gets bored. Okay, we've heard this 100 times. So what do you do? Agentic AI. Oh, it's about agentic AI. So
they have to add a new word to it.
Exactly. So let's add another thing, and so you can kind of see this creeping trend of just amplifying until there's a point at which something else really manifests, or they're out of additional terms.
So
But
what different are you doing at Woolpert as far as the global leader of AI? I mean,
Yeah.
are you trying to actually force practical applications?
oh, not just force, but I mean, really adopt, Like, when we came in, because we were part of a small tech startup, and building an AI platform, and so we came in with the idea, and we wanted to set it straight that we're not going to be the easy button, right? We're not going
But
to
that's what AI is. It's the easy button.
Oh, it's not. We gotta stop that. You have to tailor it towards like what's most useful. So when we actually came into Woolpert, again, the initial was like, hey, we more than anything, we're LiDAR experts. We know how to take a point cloud and classify it. So we started to look at their workflows for that. And what we found was that, of course, they already had tools that kind of did that. The step before, which is cleaning the data, actually was much more labor intensive. People didn't want to do it. And there's like, actually, why don't we start there? Like, and build a system that helps just like remove noise and do the sort of more tedious manual inspection. And then we'll get to the classification. And as it turns out, if you got cleaner data going in, the existing classification techniques work. So like you just have to pick your poison. Like you got to figure out the areas. And then so that's what we've been doing, is really helping define those, points, and again, creating better experiences for the people who work for us, and better results for our customers.
Yeah. How about the implementation part of it? Is that challenging?
Yes. In fact, like again, a big part of what I'm doing now is trying to figure out, because it's not just like, oh, go use AI. And, like, okay. And then they'll come back like, well, how much time have we saved? How much more, throughput? And well, you didn't ask me to record all that. You just said use AI. So, so now we're at the point where we want to understand impact. And so a lot of what, and I encourage any, companies like us or out there who are using these workflows, just don't go out and get a tool because it's, embedded in a product that you already use. Like, think about where you want to be. What's your kind of target? Like, is it efficiency? Is it cost savings? Is it, better product output? Target that. And then when you implement it, make sure you can measure it and track against it.
I mean, it sounds like the classic process improvement process.
100%.
And that's like what this is. And I guess we just along the way thought, oh, it's an easy button. I don't have to do process improvement anymore because the AI will do that for me.
Because like everybody like, hey, process improvement, guys.
Yeah,
And you're like,
right.
oh, okay. But like easy button, okay, you get people excited.
Yeah, exactly. Like, wait, I still have to measure and collect data? Like that doesn't sound
For now, at least.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for now.
So you mentioned like measurables. Like, give us an example of like a measurable when it comes to implementing AI and how you can like, I guess return on investment or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's this is where again it gets nuanced and tricky. And again, I'm still in the process of working it out.
Yep.
It really you have to boil it down to whatever your kind of core workflow is and what things define it. So, for example, in the case of any sort of like tile-based geospatial processing, whether that's image-based or LiDAR-based, right? You're going to start to look at like, okay, how fast can we move through a tile of data, or how fast can we move through like a square mile of data, right? So if you can start to track that and it's all another thing, benchmark, you want to always establish, okay, how much time did it take before? And now we want to look at how much time does it take after. But you want to benchmark that, and then you want to start kind of monitoring how it, the output.
Right.
And then another really good one in the context of data is quality. Like how much kind of issues, or, does it pass versus does it fail, right? You want to see improvement, because you can get a system to, it like just ChatGPT, well, it'll answer whatever question you want, give you whatever result you want, but how good is it, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. So like, we're just starting day 2 of GeoWeek. What's something maybe you've heard or a technology you've seen that maybe raised your eyebrow a little bit?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. Like it's again, I'm trying to get a beat on like all the AI buzz. My background, however, I come from robotics, and
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated with, these mapping systems. And as I just look around the conference, I'm seeing more and more like, ROVs and UAVs and things that can go out and collect data. And those excite me and fascinate me because the pace by which we can collect more data faster,
Yeah.
it just enhances and does, what I do.
Right.
So I'm very interested to see. I'm going to be walking the floor today. Just what more capabilities these systems are capable of doing.
So with all the AI talk and everything, like what are some of the skill sets people need to have in our industry today?
Yeah, I think great question, and I think it's one that actually depends on where you are in your career. Because what and there's a lot of fear mongering on AI because that's always buzzy. But if you are later career, and you've been in the industry for a while and you've been practicing and you understand all the nuances, um, your your role in this world is locked in because you are the expert and you can help when it comes to these AI tools. You will be looked at as a provider of the insights, right? Quality checking its output, looking at kind of what it does, actually querying it. If you're early stage, entry level, coming in, doing some of this stuff for the first time, unless it's the physical aspect going out into the field or doing the data collection, if it's really that sort of base task that you used to just time consuming, you would give that to an intern or somebody. Those things are now being replaced.
Yeah.
So I usually give advice to kind of like early stage or incoming talent to like look how to use the tools, how to develop the query, how prompt engineering, how all this stuff works.
Right.
Because when you get to the our stage and we've been in it for a while, we're more likely to just keep doing what we're doing. So if you can balance those two things, I think it'll work out better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's shifting the industry, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, and I'm curious, especially with your background in robotics, like what are the big differences you've seen in kind of the robotics world? I know it's kind of same robotics, but in your previous career to now dealing in geospatial data and processing, and like what's the difference between before and now?
Yeah, well, I think not so much the difference, like what put me on the path here.
Sure.
Because I all the way rewind to being a grad student, I developed autonomous systems that would go and map underground mines. And when I got to the latter part of my journey as a student, I was started to write the grants, and I'm starting to write these things, and again looking to fund my robotic research, but my grants were in like build a map of this, like collect this data set in this like very hazardous environment. So I realized that at that point, like a lot of the value of these things was actually in the data collection.
Oh yeah.
Simultaneously, I was kind of at ground zero when all the DARPA Grand Challenge, all the autonomous vehicle really took into action. And what you saw in that time period is a lot of people vectorizing maps to create like where the robot was going to drive. So they're like intimately connected. And so for where I see not so much the differences between, but I see kind of where they're coming together. I'm seeing how what we do from map generation and obstacle avoidance, like things that fly don't want to hit power lines and so forth. So these two worlds are actually becoming better together.
Sure.
And I think the more that we provide data access and ability to go and like train models and robotic perception and so forth, simulation with these data sets, we're bringing both of these worlds closer and for the better.
Yeah, and what I hear you saying there is if it's outside of either data collection or building the map so the robot knows where it's going, like that's like a big chunk of the whole process,
That's
right?
a big chunk, yes.
Yeah, what's left, like
Well,
just a little bit that it actually does. But
well, it's funny because I was on a panel yesterday and somebody mentioned that like we're teaching cars to drive like us, and that's absolutely not
yeah,
what is happening.
no.
Like basically everything's pre-encoded. Like they're pretty much, on some sort of virtual rail. And now they're doing some dynamic, don't hit that, avoid that. But there's a lot they're already pre-programmed to do because of the maps and the data that they have.
Right.
Yeah, they drive better than us.
Yeah. And
Well,
certainly-
yeah, I would hope so. And it's just that, and the more data and the better data and the faster, then that's how they drive better.
that's how
Not
that's right.
learn from a better driver.
That's
It's
right,
just
exactly.
provided better data.
Yeah, that's funny. I only have one more question. Talk about security a little bit and the importance of that and how you manage that.
Yeah. So security when it comes to AI, again, that's another evolving topic, right? I mean, we have all our SOC 2 and like more traditional things of how we manage data. But with these systems, that has the possibility to leak, like, and one of my core concerns, like what we do, and it's not even from an intellectual property perspective. Obviously, like you don't want to give your data to, proprietary data get to a platform that some competitor uses, but just like making sure that like what you're doing, doesn't negatively affect your clients, doesn't really get out and put you in like any unwanted risk, right? So it's, I don't know, we're kind of figuring it out as we go.
Yeah. It's evolving.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, that's how the cycle usually goes, is the tech goes crazy, and then they're like, oh wait, there might be some risk here.
Yes.
And then let's
Better catch up.
better catch up with that. Right.
What else you got, Sean? Anything?
No,
This has
it's
been great.
Yeah. Appreciate you
Great start
getting
to
us
the day.
getting us off going.
Yeah.
Yep. Great to meet you, Aaron.
Yeah. Pleasure.
And how can, if they're curious on what you're doing or what Warport's doing, how can they find out more?
Oh yeah. So Woolpert.com just launched a brand new website. And always reach out to me, aaron.morris@woolpert.com.
Nice.
I'll always love to have a conversation.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Yeah. Enjoy
Appreciate
the
your
rest of
time.
the day.